sorry to give you so many, but you do have 6 bedrooms.
Oh, no trouble, my dear. Anything to get the poor things away from those terrible bombings in London. Come along, love. Yeah, go.
Hey, what about us?
Oh, yes, what is your name, please?
Rollins, Mum.
Rollins? Rollins. Oh, yes, here we are. Carrie, Charles, Paul. For you're for Miss Price, I'm expecting her in.
Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. This is Wait, You Haven't Seen? It's a show where we talk about movies, and specifically, we talk about a movie at least one of us has never seen before. I'm your host, Travis, a.k.a. TV's Travis. This is episode number 356. And the movie this week from 1971 is Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And here to talk with me about it because, as she said, it is a formative film in her life, and I had not seen it. It's Amy Frost. Amy, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm so excited because while this is a formative film, I definitely have not watched it in probably close to 20 years. So I got that thing that we have happen to us where we're like activated like sleeper agents. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, I know every word still. Cool. I feel like that power could be used for literally anything else.
Probably. All right, so it's a formative film for you. So how old were you, do you think, when you first saw this movie?
Oh, geez. I don't know. It would probably be based off of whenever it came out in the squishy VHS. You know, the VHS,
Right,
the
yeah.
Disney VHSs with the squishy cover.
The white clamshells.
Probably about whenever that was.
Okay.
Like I don't have a memory of seeing it the first time.
So
But
young is what we're going to go
young.
with. Okay.
Yeah. So this was, because, it's from 10 years before we were born. So.
Right.
This was, and this one was a big one for me and my sister, which wasn't necessarily always the case. But we both loved this movie deeply.
So, yeah, this was one I always heard about this movie. And like it would get brought up in the same breath as Mary Poppins for like the mixture of live action and animation, sort of the pre-Roger Rabbit version of that kind of a movie. And it would get talked about a lot. And I knew Angela Lansbury was in it. Kind of all I knew. And it just, I didn't have Disney Channel growing up. I watched Disney films, but I saw Mary Poppins. I never saw this. So it just sort of was one I never sought out for no reason other than I didn't know anything about it other than Angela Lansbury was in it. And it had animation mixed with live action. So when it came up, like, hey, you mentioned this to me a while ago as this is a movie that I love. And so far on you bringing me movies that you love, we're batting 1,000 in terms of me liking them.
Yeah.
So we're going into this movie. The expectations, while I try not to over expect, my expectations were somewhat high. And what I'm going to say is that Bedknobs and Broomsticks exceeded those expectations. This was an absolute delight.
I was reading some of the like Wikipedia stuff and reading, like some of the critical things and like ratings and stuff. And I'm like, that's criminally underrated, man. I don't know what we're doing.
It is like the meta score is in the 50s or something like that. And I feel like
Rotten Tomatoes is 60 something. Like, come on, man.
Now, audience score is higher than that. It's had I feel like this has had both a good legacy and also doesn't get talked about enough. Like, you hear about Mary Poppins, and that's sort of the other one for good reason. Both of the movies were kind of in development at the same time at Disney, from what I read. Disney was working on getting the rights for P.L. Travers' book for Mary Poppins, but it was taking a little while. They had this in development at the same time, ended up doing Mary Poppins first, almost didn't do this movie. There was a time where this movie just wasn't going to get made, and it was, I believe, the composers who also did the compositions for Mary Poppins. I'm finding the names right now, but they championed this, and they're like, we want to do this movie. And they had done a bunch of music for several So it's not Irwin Coastal. He did the uncredited as the composer. It's the music. I'm going to find it here. There's just a lot. There's a lot of animation.
There's a few credits on this one, which, first of all, I want to say we had an opening credit sequence.
Mm-hmm.
I miss opening credits, man.
I do too.
I miss them a lot.
And this one was a lot of fun because I am such a fan of that medieval tapestry art style.
The illuminated manuscript.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's Richard and Robert Sherman. That's who they did the music and the lyrics. They did the music and lyrics for Mary Poppins. They had done a bunch of Disney movies. In fact, the interesting thing is this was the last Disney film they worked on until the Tigger movie in 2000.
Wow.
Because of something that happened with the release of this movie. Where they cut some stuff out. And there was a couple of songs cut kind of last minute to get it down under 2 hours for its premiere.
Fair, honestly.
But you look at, here's some of the Disney movies that these two, or movies in general, that the Shermans were involved in. So I mentioned the Tigger movie, but let's see. What do we got here? Charlotte's Web, they did songs for. Tom Sawyer, they did songs for. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. The Aristocats. Some Winnie the Pooh stuff. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was what they did lyrics for that.
Chitty, Chitty, Bang, Bang.
The Jungle Book. They worked on a lot of Winnie the Pooh. They did the music for Mary Poppins, The Misadventures of Merlin Jones. So like they'd been around. They'd done quite a bit. And then, you get like Robert Stevenson directing this, who also director of just a ton of Disney stuff and a ton of movies, period. I saw the name pop up and I'm like, I know Robert Stevenson's name. Why do I know that name? And so I started looking it up. And first of all, born in 1905.
Sure.
Lived to 1986. Okay.
Wow.
So good long life. Also the director of Mary Poppins. He did the Shaggy DA, Herbie. So he did the Love Bug and Herbie Rides Again. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. He was the Absent-Minded Professor was one of his.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of that era of Disney stuff. So Stevenson and the Shermans worked together quite a bit. And then you get Angela Lansbury. Oh, Angela Lansbury. Now, growing up, of course, Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
It's seminal classic. Like you can't help but know Murder, She Wrote. And that's what I know Angela Lansbury from.
I think I arguably know her as Mrs. Potts first and foremost. Really.
That's fair.
Well, I mean, it would have been this movie first, but I think if you asked me,
I think it's because if I hear Angela Lansbury, I picture her in Murder, She Wrote. But Mrs. Potts and that character is ingrained because she like her voice. She just had one of those voices that always sounded so. She had a way of being gentle and yet commanding, like commanding attention and but in a gentle kind of way.
Yeah.
So I always liked that. And she is just wonderful in this as an apprentice witch.
So
which I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, so there's, there was at one point Julie Andrews was actually supposed to be in this role, and
kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So, and she didn't want to do it because she was worried about being typecast. And then when she finally decided that Disney had given her her career, and so maybe she should, Angela Lansbury had already been cast. But here's the thing. I wouldn't, especially coming after Mary Poppins, I don't know that, like, Julie Andrews is too put together. I would never accept her not wanting to be around children.
Right.
Nor would I expect her being the kind of disaster that Eglantine Price is. Like, she's a mess.
Yes. Now,
I can't buy Julie Andrews as that.
First and foremost, Eglantine Price is a amazing name.
Incredible name.
Absolutely
So
incredible. But no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I love Julie Andrews. I can picture this movie with Julie Andrews, but I don't know how well it works because you're right. Miss Price needs to be just a little bit off. And Julie Andrews is, especially after Sound of Music and Mary Poppins. Like,
Yeah, she's great with kids.
She's great with kids. And she is like, Mary Poppins is practically perfect in every way.
Practically
and
perfect.
Miss Price is not.
Not.
At all. So, no. Angela Lansbury. Now, the interesting thing I read is, and I don't know, again, internet trivia.
Yeah. Great
but
assault.
that she didn't love the process of making this movie because it was very standard acting in terms of like they had to storyboard and block everything out ahead of time.
Choreographed to within an inch of its life, which makes sense.
Perfectly,
and I mean, you can
makes
tell
sense.
the differences between scenes that are just people and scenes with animation.
Yeah,
for sure.
What I read was that she didn't love that because it didn't let her explore the character as much because she had to be rigid in what she did in all her scenes. But having said that, she's phenomenal throughout. Because again, like, yes, we get the whole, I don't like kids. I don't know how well I deal with them. But then there's also a very motherly presence to her fairly quickly with the kids. There's a shot that I clocked where the first night where the kids are asleep, where she's checking in on them to make sure they're asleep. And she's checking because she's going to go do her witchy stuff.
Yeah.
But also there's that quick moment of like, oh, look at these darling children sleeping. All right, now it's off to play with my broom.
I think the other interesting thing, if you take and if you lump this together with Mary Poppins and you sort of rate one above the other, because the interesting thing is that Mary Poppins is about wealthy people.
Yeah.
That is a wealthy family with two parents, one of whom has time to go out with the suffragettes, and you know what I mean? And it's really a lot closer to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Right?
Yes.
It's the kids taken out of the city, and like, whereas that one they're just not paid attention to. This is different.
That's a very good point that I didn't think of when I was watching it, but you're right. Like, it's also interesting then that David Tomlinson is in both movies, right?
It is. And that's the other part, right? Is like, you definitely can't put him and Julie Andrews in a movie together.
This
like,
is
that
very
doesn't,
true.
Like, you can't do that. Like, unless it's another Mary Poppins movie. Like, you just can't.
However, I loved him as Emelius.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
He's so good. The only thing about it, at one point I was like, I had the feeling of, ooh, we've sort of forced this way of him out of the picture, right? Yeah. All of a sudden, he has his commitment issues and he doesn't want to be there and he's going to go back to London. But then I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, but the era of film that we're doing,
and not only
fully
that,
fits.
It's the 40s. Like,
yeah.
So you're telling me that the lady that lives all alone is gonna have a man stay over? Absolutely not. Especially when you think about how, like, in that opening scene, which, first of all, her entrance is the most glorious thing ever on her motorcycle with her sidecar belching sulfur smoke.
Oh yes, loved that.
Incredible. But like, how nosy the postmistress is.
Yes.
Right? Like, oh, you got a package, huh? Oh,
is it what you were waiting for?
From a man? Fantastic. Didn't he send you a cat? That seems suggestive.
Oh, and that was Tessie O'Shea as Miss Hobday.
Of course it was.
Because, of course, her name is Tessie O'Shea. She looks and sounds like a Tessie O'Shea.
She sure does.
But no, David Tomlinson was phenomenal. Because I love it because we spend the first, 15 to 20 minutes of the movie with the kids and Miss Price, and we get the revelation, oh, she's an apprentice witch.
Yep.
From the Emelius,
Emelius Brown.
Yeah, Emelius Brown, Correspondence School of
Witchcraft, London.
Which is phenomenal. And so it gives you this sense that he is like an Albus Dumbledore type figure, like this revered figure of witchcraft And then when we finally meet him, when she goes to London to find him and talk to him, and he's just a street performer. He's a street magician.
charlatan.
Absolute
It's even worse
charlatan.
than that, right? Because, like, yes, he does street magic, but he's selling like snake oil. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. He is every bit the used car salesman, snake oil salesman.
And also, he's not a young man, but
Yeah.
he's not an old man like the home guard.
It's true.
So it does bring into question what he's doing,
Why he's not.
why he's not doing something else.
Yes. I didn't think about that, but you're very right.
I mean, because he's not young. You know what I mean? Like he's
No,
not.
he's very much
necessar-
middle-aged.
But he's not old like the
Nope.
because we see the home guard and they are ancient
Oh, I love the home
and
guard.
delightful
I love the home guard so much.
with their pitchforks.
There is something about the trope, and it's not even a trope, but like that era, that World War I, World War II, they're too old to be part of the front lines.
Right.
Like the services aren't going to take them, but they can help at home.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
And these are all World War I vets that were
Yes.
old during World War I, and now it's 15, 20 years later, and they're just too old to do it. I love them so much.
Right. Presumably, Emelius Brown either fought in World War I very young, or possibly like just missed it. Right.
Yeah,
Like-
that's a good point. But seeing the home guard reminds me of like, it's that character I love in like, do you remember the guy in the Brendan Fraser Mummy that flies the plane? The one that
Yes.
ends up, that
Yes.
guy, right?
Yeah.
He's that career lifelong, I am going to, this is who I am, right? I fly the
Yeah.
plane, or I am the soldier. But he's now too old to do that anymore, but he's still doing it kind of freelance.
Yeah.
There's something about that character in movies that just always tickles me. And this whole regiment of these men marching around, and they've still got most of their uniforms left,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
whatever
They got
fits.
the helmets.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh, loved it. Okay. One thing I was sad about with this movie, because
Mhm.
I'm watching the opening credits, as we mentioned, phenomenal.
Yep.
And I see Angela Lansbury, and I see David Tomlinson. But I also saw a name, Roddy
Mhm.
McDowell.
Yeah.
I love Roddy McDowell. Absolutely love. I've been occasionally watching old episodes of Batman the Animated Series recently,
Sure.
just kind of as a background comfort show.
Mhm.
And one of the Mad Hatter episodes came up, and Roddy McDowell did the voice of the Mad Hatter in that. And so I've heard his voice recently. So when I saw his name, I got all excited. And he's in the movie for like 2 minutes.
He's in this version of the movie for like 2 minutes. And it would have been an interesting, because he's the local minister,
Yes,
and it would have been interesting
it
on
would have.
account of she's a witch.
Yes. And I do wonder, I want to touch on this a little bit later, of a remake of this movie, how that dynamic would be and how they
Yeah.
would do that. But we'll table that for now. But I was bummed that there wasn't more Roddy McDowell,
Yeah,
because
for
he
sure.
showed up and my note was like, Roddy McDowell, yay. And then
No.
nothing for like an hour and a
No.
half. And then
He
he pops
gets
up
his
at the
hat.
end. Yep. So there was that. And then, but we meet the kids. Interestingly, these 3 kids, which children in movies can be very hit or miss, right?
Sure.
They can be good. They can be very annoying,
Mhm.
especially in this era. I think,
Yeah, and I
We
think
are-
it largely depends. I think it is very director dependent.
very much so,
know.
because it's got to be a director that knows how to deal with children. But I think also we are spoiled in modern cinema with
Yes.
not only the level of child actors, but the ability of directors to deal with them, or the directors, like I talked about this when I did The Witch a while back.
Yes.
That Ralph Ineson did a lot of the work with those kids because he knew how to communicate with the kids better than David Eggers or Robert
Right.
Robert Eggers did.
Right.
So I think we are very spoiled with child actors today. You look at anybody that's like, I'm going to say 13 and younger in movies now.
Yeah.
It's like just, I mean, knocking it out of the park almost every single time. Back in the 60s, man, you could have a character that ends up like Kenny in Gamera, and you just want to punt him out the window. Like, that's not a knock on the child actor, but it just is very annoying. And you're right. It is very director dependent. I believe because Robert Stevenson had done so many Disney films and films with children, and he had done Mary Poppins, he got really good performances out of these three kids. The crazy thing is, Charlie and Paul, the actors that played them, never acted again.
Nope.
This was it. They did this movie and nothing else. And they're good. Like, the kid that played Paul was adorable. I loved him.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh.
Like, you had him is adorable. You've got Charlie is the slightly older one, and he's kind of the little bit of the con artist of the group, little bit of the, jaded kid.
I mean, there's real Oliver Twist energy going on in this group.
There is.
Because again, they're not the wealthy Banks kids.
No, they're not at all.
They are charity cases.
And that was Ian Wayhill as Charlie, Roy Snart as Paul, and what a great name, Roy Snart.
That's real good.
And Cindy O'Callahan as Carrie. And she went on to have a career. She acted until I think the late 90s, early 2000s, before she retired and became like a child psychologist, which is pretty
phenomenal.
But all three kids I thought were really good. And I like their introduction, and I like the way that they interacted together and then with Angela Lansbury.
I like that she shoved 3 children into a sidecar.
Oh, yeah. With her package.
Yeah.
Whatever that was, that we didn't know what it was at the time. I'm like, what did she get?
It's pretty, yeah. If you have any idea what's going on.
That's the thing, right? I'm watching this completely blind, so I don't know. I'm like, is this a boat oar? Is it the wing of the wing of a flying machine?
Propeller of a
propeller? Like, what are we dealing with
airplane?
here? Because it was very flat. Yeah. And so when it got revealed to be a broom, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that we get this meeting, and then the kids are. I really like how Miss Price is like, I don't deal well with kids, and the lady's like, yeah, well, you don't really have a choice. It's sort of law. Okay, fine. And so she takes him home, and immediately the kids are trying to figure out ways to like sneak off in the middle of the night. And she's like, could you just like,
don't bother whispering. I have really good hearing.
If you're going to talk about that, just do it in the other room where I can't hear you. It's fine.
Yeah.
Which is really funny. Like, she's not trying to stop them from leaving.
No.
She's just like, just talk about it where I can't hear it because it annoys me. But then they go
I
to...
will not be complicit.
Yes. She wants plausible deniability.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they catch her trying to fly on her broom for the first time before crashing horribly. And then...
Yeah, but she does fly.
She does.
She would have made it if she hadn't tried to like let go.
Right. Hubris.
The whole thing about riding side saddle. So funny.
It's very good. It's
Absolutely
very good.
hysterical.
Because all I could think of was the animation of the opening of Bewitched.
Yes.
Where Samantha rides side saddle.
Yeah.
And
there's also a line about because I'm paraphrasing, but essentially it's like, oh yeah, of course, sideways, because
I might have
a witch is always a
that.
Woman. Oh, okay. A witch is always a woman unless she's
I may have that to listen to later.
Excellent.
So there was quite a bit to capture from this movie.
Yes, so good.
But yeah, I love that they see her crash after, hubris getting the better of her, like trying to ride no hands. And Carrie is, we should help her. She might be hurt. And Charlie is like, I might be able to get something out of this. Like, maybe
first
we don't leave.
First he says you can't hurt a witch.
Yeah.
So good.
But he goes from wanting to leave to, no, we'll stick around because we can get something out of this. There's an angle to play here. Like which makes me wonder, I kind of want the backstory of these kids prior to leaving London. Because
not every, like, because they seem to be orphans, it's implied by the end of the film,
Hmm.
right? But not every kid that was sent out of the city, like, most of the kids that were sent out of the city had families.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
These kids, I don't think did. And you got to wonder how long were they on the street by themselves? Because Charlie is quite the little wheeler dealer.
Yeah, he is.
So he decides, and my note was like, oh yeah, extort the witch. That's a great plan,
It doesn't seem like, but she's not a very good witch. She's already seen, so
but
it's probably fine.
that's a big leap for the kid to make, that she's not a good witch.
I mean, that's what he says.
Yeah.
And his sister tries to warn him.
Yeah. I mean, my exact line was extorting the witch doesn't seem like a good idea, followed by, yep, you just learned a valuable lesson there, kid.
Yeah.
Because he immediately gets turned into a rabbit. I love, though, the whole exchange of, what are you going to do, turn me into a toad? I might, and then turns him into a rabbit. And Paul loves that.
Oh, that's even better than a toad.
And the annoyance that Miss Price has for that. Like, I can never get toads right.
Never get toads.
She is.
It's just the cutest little rabbit.
It is. And I love Miss Price for being, it's very much the absent-minded professor, right? She is the absent-minded witch. She is a witch. She can do magic mostly, but she's an apprentice witch.
Yeah. She can't remember anything.
No.
Just to write it down. I was
That's
like,
the best part. She cannot remember a thing.
20 years removed from this film, and I just go, I see what's happened here. Okay.
So
here I am, a year-ish younger than Angela Lansbury is in this film. And I go,
When you sent me that message earlier today, like, hey, by the way, we're only like a year younger than Angela Lansbury was in this movie. Yeah. Because I grew up with her in Murder, She Wrote, and the assumption, even though she's 50 in her 50s?
Yeah.
Because in your 50s to early 60s at that time in the 80s, right? The Golden Girls were all in their 50s.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was considered just ancient. It's hard for me to break out of that and then realize, like, oh yeah, I'm older now than Danny Glover was when he said, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I am now older than that.
And we are, though. I do understand that.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. I identify with him more and more every day. But where was I going with that?
She does look much older. I mean, first of all, not that she necessarily looks older, but first of all, right? So it's the 70s, it's fashion-wise the late 60s, but it takes place in the 40s, so,
Yeah. And haircuts make a big difference, right? You put a different haircut, a different set of clothes on her, and suddenly she looks incredibly different. Like, I look at just a couple years later would be Murder by Death would come out. And Maggie Smith at that time, because she's playing a Nick and Nora Charles type.
Sure.
She's wearing very elegant dresses throughout the movie and all that, and she just looks phenomenal. But the first time I saw that movie and I saw Maggie Smith in it, it was hard for me to divorce her in my mind from the image of old Maggie Smith that I knew from, like, Hook and everything else, going forward. So with Angela Lansbury, it's tough. But I do love that, like, the kids are going to extort her, and then she's like, well, how about this? I'll give you something. And that's where we get the Bedknob. And I did like, she doesn't even bat an eye because she puts the kids in the room the night before, and it's her father's bedroom. And she tells them, don't touch anything, blah, blah, blah. Boys, you can sleep here. Carrie, you will sleep on the sofa. And then the next morning, Paul talks about, it's the knob from the bed upstairs. I took it. And she doesn't even bat an eye at that. There's never a mention of it. Like, I kind of like that. Meanwhile, the kid is like, oh, well, true.
Okay, but the best part is his treasures. He's like, I always keep some things on me just in case. Got a bit of blue glass. Not sea glass, mind you.
Just broken glass.
Just a bit of blue glass. Lovely bit of string. It was like my favorite. Lovely bit of string.
Lovely bit of string, just some ratty twine. Loved it.
It's so good.
And then the knob from the bed upstairs.
Yeah.
And so she enchants the knob with a traveling spell. Because she's getting all these spells from
the correspondence
school. And then they decide they're going to use that to go find Emelius.
Well, because she gets the letter.
Oh, right. That's right. She gets the letter that the school is dissolved. And there was one spell left.
And she's like, absolutely not.
And it's an important spell, right?
Yeah.
It's an important spell
the
for
one
her.
she's been waiting for.
So they're going to take the bed. They're going to use the bed and they're going to travel. They're going to go to London. Now, I love this whole sequence. Everything from when they decide they're going to go, right? The whole, did you use the restroom? Yes, twice. Charlie doesn't want to go. We've already dealt with Charlie being turned into the rabbit and chased by the cat, which, by the way,
I love that
shout out to Cosmic Creeper, the cat.
I love that cat. I had a black cat at the time.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Did your black cat look as rough as that one did? Because
no, mine was beautiful.
So I had a cat growing up that I've told this story many times, but my cat Smokey growing up was the roughest looking cat you will ever see. Like
And they always live to be like 30.
Oh yeah, no, he was older than my little sister when he finally wandered away. We don't even know. Yeah. I assume he died because he just left.
He might still be terrorizing the local neighborhood. You
know what? He could be a 45-year-old cat.
Yeah.
Like I don't. It would not surprise me. This cat fought anyone and anything. I am convinced to this day that cat fought a coyote and survived.
Sure.
Because by the time that cat wandered off at 19 years old, he had one eye because he was blind in one. He had no hearing. He had the one ear ripped out, basically.
Sure.
Just patches missing. Like he was the gray version of Cosmic Creeper. He just looked rough. So I totally identified with that. And it was fun to notice the moments where it was the real cat versus
real cat, not
puppet.
a real cat.
It was real good. But I loved Cosmic Creeper. So they're doing everything. They get on the bed and Charlie, I think he gets spooked by the cat.
Yeah, the cat hisses and swipes at him.
That's what it was.
He's like, I am not staying here with this cat, which fair.
Yeah, no, I
mean,
don't
I
blame
would
him.
stay with the cat, but
he does jump on the bed, and I love the sequence of the bed traveling because you know what it was? The bed traveling was the devil tunnel from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
but
not scary.
Yeah.
Very
few chicken beheadings.
Yes. An order of magnitude less chicken beheadings. So
it's fine. It's good. We're all deeply scarred.
Yes. But I love that. And so they end up in London and they run into Emelius Brown. And I like that it was, they didn't give an address. It was just take us to Emelius Brown. And then Miss Bryce is like, where is he? I'm going to go find him. And she takes off and immediately they just see him walking with a giant case with Emelius Brown on the side of it.
This is proof. This is more proof to Charlie that she's a terrible witch because it's like, well, it didn't work.
Right.
And then he's there with his case, which is so good.
Oh, I loved it. I loved the introduction of Emelius Brown because you see the case and I'm thinking why is this guy carrying a giant case with his name plastered on the side? And then he opens it up and it's a table.
Legs. It's got the legs.
Legs pop out of it and it opens up and he just starts doing street magic and just carnival barking. And I absolutely loved it. And he's got all the little doodads to sell.
He's got love potions and protective charms.
Which it's another trope I love is somebody who passes themselves off as being a magician of some sort. You know, it's the Great and Powerful Oz, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's that trope. And I do like that. That was one of the things I liked about the Wicked movie was Jeff Goldblum's version of that.
Yeah.
He's perfect to play that role.
Sure.
Jeff Goldblum is born to be that guy.
Jeff Goldblum was born to lounge with his shirt open because he got attacked by dinosaurs.
I mean, also true. Yes, also true. But David Tomlinson just sells it in this role. And so then when Miss Price finds out who he is and is like, wait a minute, hold on. What is this? But she demands to know about the book. And so is that when he takes them?
Because he's so surprised.
Oh, right. Yes.
Because it's because it's just another scam. Right?
Mhm.
Like this correspondence course is just another scam.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And she's like, well, but it works. Yeah, but
that's the best. His reaction to like, well, yeah, but your spells, I can do the spells. And he's like, well, you can what? You can do the spells? Hold on. It's
but
so
all
perfect.
and so he has a plan though, and that's phenomenal. So yeah, and then they take the bed to his house, huge air quotes around his house.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is so funny.
Well, it's the first part is he tries to get away on the street.
Yes.
And my
And
note
the kids,
was
she sicks the kids on him.
My note was, oh, he didn't plan on her having a vicious gang of street urchins.
No.
He's not getting away. So they go to his house.
Trust the kids.
And to further cement his snake oil salesman, he's a squatter.
Yep.
He just found somebody's house that was abandoned and unlocked.
And why is it abandoned? Why was it abandoned, Travis?
Why was it abandoned?
Because there's an unexploded bomb in the yard.
Yes. Oh.
And it's so good.
It's
like
so
I've
good.
been a coward my whole life, but this bomb is one of my very best friends.
Oh.
Incredible.
Everything you need to know about the character of Emelius Brown in this movie is in that line.
In hindsight, that kind of answers my previous question.
Yeah, it does.
You know, and I mean, like, is he squatting so people don't find him?
Probably. So he brings them in. They have dinner. She keeps asking about the book. He's like, it's in the library. He sends the kids off to go explore the house so he can talk to her. Because I like it. He's immediately seeing an angle, right? He's
Yes,
always
he
playing the
is.
angles. And he is seeing it as like, ooh, we can have a great act together.
He's like, I might be a terrible magician, but what if I had an assistant who was an actual magician?
Right?
There's a Bob's Burgers episode like this. It's cool.
I don't
we're
doubt
still
that at
pulling-
all.
We're still pulling this stuff.
It's like The Prestige, right? Where you've
Yeah.
got the real good magician and the real good
Yeah.
showman.
Mhm.
Just in that movie, they were rivals. In this, he's trying to work with her. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
she's like, no, I want this book. And so they go to the
My
library.
favorite is the poster because he unrolls the poster, which it's him with, your typical scantily clad magician's assistant, right? Like, and she's like, is that supposed to be me?
That might come up later. We'll see.
Yeah.
By the way, I want this library. I
It's so
love
good.
a good library with the ladder.
It's a real
and
Beauty
it's
and the
got-
Beast library.
Yep, it is. Absolutely. That if I won the lottery, that's the type of thing I would have, right? I would have a room like that with just floor to ceiling bookshelves and the ladder that's got the brass bar that goes around so you can
Yep.
I
Slide
want
it.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So they keep talking. Finally it's revealed that he doesn't have the other half of the book. She only has half of the book.
Yeah, because she reads the thing and it's.
Oh,
and
she
it's-
finds the book. That's what it is. They find the
Well,
book, but
because she turns him into a rabbit again.
it's right. That's right. She turns him into a rabbit. So he does.
He pulls the book off the shelf.
I love the rabbit pulling the book off the shelf. That was so cute.
It's really good.
But it's only half the book.
Yep.
So she wants
the page ends with like, it's like something about, the 5 words and these words are.
and then you turn the page and nothing.
There's no rest of the book.
So they have to go to.
Portobello Road.
Okay. I love everything about this movie.
Yeah.
Portobello Road is my
Portobello
favorite thing.
Road, formative. Mhm.
Favorite thing, right? Portobello Road is what Diagon Alley wanted to be.
Yeah,
It is.
that turfy lady watched this film for sure.
Yes.
And she was like, let me just crib all this.
I just recently rewatched Hellboy 2: The Golden Army,
Mm-hmm.
and Portobello Road influenced
Goblin
a
Market.
scene in the Goblin Market for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I love that. Like an actual black market, right?
Mhm.
Like, and when you think about it being wartime, right, where it's, and everybody's just got their cart and that's it.
Mhm.
And this is where it is. And like everything is fake. Everything on Portobello Road
Everything.
is fake.
It's Canal Street in New York City.
Yep.
But in London during World War II, and it's all carts that at the end of the day, somebody comes through and says closing time, and they just all disperse.
Yeah, you gotta get off the streets, man, because blackout.
I loved
you gotta
it.
get home.
I loved everything about Portobello Road. It was bordering on slightly racist at parts.
Well, yes and no. Like, because that was the interesting. Like, because I did try to I did get that also, right, and it was a little twingy. Except that this is one of the few pieces of media that takes place in World War II that even acknowledges the hundreds of thousands of soldiers from India that helped protect England.
Oh, yes.
And so I was like, oh, okay.
That's why I say borders on.
Yeah.
It didn't go full on, but it did.
In like a Tchaikovsky, nutcracker way.
Yes. Yeah, it towed the line, but it never crossed. It never got too much for me.
I feel like it was more shorthand.
That's
right.
Yes.
It's like, who these people are and where they're from based off of this very short cultural shorthand.
And to my knowledge, I could be wrong on this, but I don't know a whole lot of times that we saw prior to this things like steel drum and Caribbean influence things.
That was
to
awesome. Me that there were steel drums. I was like, I don't remember this at all.
And I love
that
they had all of the
who
notes.
Loved steel drums.
Yeah, and they had all the notes written out on the steel drum, which cracked me up. But I love steel drum. Like there's just a sound.
Like
there is nothing like it, and that is a sound that immediately puts me in a happy place.
Yeah.
The second I hear it. So everything about Portobello Road I loved. From the moment they get there and the song's going on to him sitting down at the piano being like, you're trying to sell this piano here, let me. And it's, Emelius is just the ultimate showman and ultimate salesman. And he starts playing and the soldiers grab instruments. And then we just get this long protracted musical number that should feel... I shouldn't like that, right? That should feel forced in and out of place and like ham-fisted, but I loved every second of it because it was just so much fun.
I mean, if you try to do it today, it would feel that way. I feel like it would be really hard to pull it off today, but it's a different. We're already put in the era.
Yes.
We're already very secure in the fact that this is a musical. He's already sung a big song about her name.
That's true. So everything with Portobello Road was fun, and then we meet what's his name, the bookman, and his
but his little lackey,
Swinburne.
It's so good because he's like, hey, for your lady, stockings, because obviously that all went to the war effort. Which, even though later we see a pair of stockings of hers, she doesn't wear them.
No,
she has bare legs the whole movie.
That's very true.
But and he's like, oh well, how about this? Petrol tickets.
Yeah.
How about one of these watches fell off the back of a lorry? And he's like, could you just go? And then he pulls out his switchblade. He's like, now you have my undivided attention.
I loved everything about that whole interaction, and he takes them to the bookman.
Because he's like, he's already recognized we're not.
Well, and he
I understand.
He had seen her earlier looking for that specific book.
Yes, because she asked specifically to have the other half of this book.
So they take him to the bookman. Now, interestingly, Sam Jaffe, who played the bookman, is the only cast member not from the UK. Huh. He was born in New York City.
That tracks.
So they meet the bookman he has the other half of the book. And he wants
and
her
you think
half.
it's going to go down so differently.
You do. Yeah.
Given how it starts.
It's very true. Like it doesn't
but it's
go.
very amicable.
It kind of is, except for the fact that they've locked them in the room. Although
that was
the
just
bed,
in case. That was before. They
the
pushed
bed coming down the stairs was so
Sorry,
good.
nobody told me about the stairs.
So they got the bed in there, the whole book thing, and they realize that neither half of the book has the words in it.
No. They're on the Star of Astaroth.
They are.
Or etched onto my heart from my, my childhood.
But it's Paul that mentions that he knows where they are, right?
Yeah, because so there's a story in the second half of the book about how Astaroth in his later years did magical experiments on animals to try and make them more like people. And he did it on this island, and they're like, "Great, where is it?" And he's like, the bookman tells them that it's not real.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I think
he even
island,
tells them a story that like somebody talked about seeing it or coming back from it.
Right. But they found somebody like shipwrecked.
Yeah.
And half mad. And they're like, but the Isle of Naboombu does not exist. And Paul's like, yeah, it does. It's in my book.
Which, look, I want to give this movie credit for bringing that up early and then not forcing it down your throat. Like Paul latched onto this book and he mentions it to his brother and his sister. Yep. And then we don't talk about it again for 30 minutes. We get all sorts of musical stuff. And
because
he's like,
nobody listens to Paul.
Yeah.
Paul's the hero of this movie.
He
and
is.
No one ever listens to him because he's the only one who can work the bed because it was his bed knob.
That's true. That is very true. So he knows that the island of Naboombu exists and they can go there. And so they hop on the bed and they head for the Isle of Naboombu. And here is my second favorite part of this movie. After Portobello Road is all this animation. Now, here's a cool thing. The animation in this movie utilized a style of, it wasn't blue screen.
No.
Which was used at the time. But it was, hang on, I've got it.
It's sulfur something.
It's a sulfur form. Now, the cool thing is, I knew about this. I had heard about it before, but recently, hang on, I've got the sulfur.
It's in the Wikipedia. Because I went down a rabbit hole, gang.
So this was a technology developed, and they won the people used it for Mary Poppins, and it won an Academy Award at the time.
Yeah.
And where is it?
Scrolling.
Sodium vapor.
That's it.
Sodium
vapor.
It utilizes a yellow backlight and a prism, a specific type of prism that is really difficult to make. But it's a sodium vapor process. The cool thing about it is such a better way to key out than green screen or blue screen, especially for things.
You can use green and blue.
Right. You can use green and blue, number one. Number two, for things like hair.
Yeah.
Where keying out is really difficult without going in and hand drawing it all out. It
As
just
you can tell
works.
from anyone that posts on Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, neat thing was, I wasn't super familiar with this process until recently. The Corridor Digital, which I talk about a lot. It's a great YouTube channel. If you are at all into filmmaking and visual effects in any way, check out Corridor Digital and the Corridor Crew on YouTube, because those guys, it is a group of visual effects artists, and they do breakdowns. They get people on. They break down good and bad CGI and visual effects in movies. They had a very cool deep dive into the motion controlled force perspective from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, sure.
And recreating that and how difficult that was. Because what they do, what's really cool is when they break down something like that or this, the sulfur sodium vapor process.
Yep.
It's a thing that you watch this movie and you see it and it looks really cool. But you don't realize how difficult it is to do what they did for this. So Corridor Digital did actually recreate the process of doing it. And it took them a lot of time to do.
I'm sure.
But man,
They have slightly fewer resources than Disney.
Slightly fewer. But to see like what they did on Mary Poppins and this movie especially, and the marriage of live action and animation, it's so good.
Yeah.
Everything that happens when they get to the Isle of Nabumbu, from the underwater stuff to on land and the soccer game, phenomenal.
Bobbing
Loved all
Along
of it.
lives rent free in my head. Just
It
that
does.
song forever.
And the animation in the soccer game, a lot of reused assets from the Jungle Book, I feel like. And then a lot of the animation in this also got reused in Robin Hood a couple years later. Because Robin Hood was 1973, I think.
Yeah, it's either 3 or 4.
And so this is 71. So like there's kind of you can almost see the direct through line of like Jungle Book to Robin Hood through Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Yep. Because so much of that soccer scene is characters you can absolutely just envision in the Robin Hood world.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved the hyena. I liked the cheetah. The cheetah might have been my favorite thing.
Good. When his spots get blown off.
Well, when he's running the first time and like the ground is on fire and he's holding his shorts up.
Yes.
And then, but yes, when the cheetah spots get blown off by the lion roar,
incredible,
absolutely ended me. It was so good. Just everything about this scene was super fun. With the exception of, I'm going to play my first clip.
Sure.
And I get it. I get the line. I understand it. It's a word we don't use this way anymore.
No.
But I'm still going to play the clip. Because nowadays I would call this a Texas switch. And I think in the U.S. that's what you would call it. But it is a very fun moment because the whole point of this soccer scene is they're trying to get that star from around the neck
of the lion.
And so then we get Emelius saying this.
Have you ever heard of something called the gypsy switch?
No, can't say that I have.
Remind me to tell you about it sometime.
And it's a great reveal because he says that and then the lion turns around and he's got the referee's whistle.
Okay, my favorite thing about this though. So earlier they win a dance competition under the sea. And they have the cup. And the cup is animated.
Yes.
What I love about this is when he takes the medallion. Because he holds it earlier when the lion's wearing it and it's animated. But when he takes it, it becomes real.
Yes.
And the whistle that was real that he's had the whole time
becomes animated. So much. Just
so good.
The technical achievements in this movie and Mary Poppins, I don't think are understood and appreciated enough by the general movie-going public. Like, the blend of animation and live action 15 years before Roger Rabbit.
So someday I'll make you watch Dot and the Kangaroo, which is an Australian production.
Okay.
And what that one is also a blend of live action and animation. But what that one is it's all live action backgrounds with animated characters, which is significantly easier. Like, I appreciate that is way easier. But it's also like, it's a whole different thing. I think the second one has people in it.
I mean, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? People don't understand how difficult and groundbreaking that movie was at the time. I talked about it when I did it for the show, right? But like, in 1986, was it? 88, something like that, mid to late 80s when that movie came out. The groundbreaking mixture of those two things. We had seen live action animation before, but like the interaction was so much more, and the fact that they had both animated character on live action background and then live action character on animated background.
Yeah.
And they mix the two.
Yeah.
But
So
this,
Dot and the Kangaroo is 1977.
okay. But the mix here is really good. Like I loved, first of all, the whole underwater dance sequence.
And it's incredible.
Like just the swaying hips of
And
the
the
fish.
characters just
And just
so
the
good.
characterization
There's the
is
part
so
where
good.
he's singing and he's got these long notes and like little fish swims in his mouth.
Yes, this
and then he
fish swims
sings
in
the
his
next
mouth.
line and it swims back out.
So clips wise for this movie, there was a bunch of fun stuff. But I've played the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
This was another one I really, really liked because this is during the dance sequence underwater, which the bed takes them underwater, but they can also breathe underwater. Don't think about it too much. It's fine. It's magic.
I mean, they're in the storybook.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. They are in the storybook.
So none of it matters.
I loved this with the fish singing.
Yes. The Briny Boys.
The briny deep and the fish singing just killed me. I loved it so much. That whole sequence was great.
So good.
And then they get on land and they run into the bear.
Not Baloo.
Yeah,
/
not
Little
Baloo.
John.
But they go to see the king, and I love the king's advisor, the bird.
The secretary bird.
Yes, the secretary bird was great. The whole of the soccer sequence, just brilliant. And then they get the star, and they come back, and the star is gone.
Yeah, there's just magic sparkles in
Just-
his because he he takes it and he puts it in his hanky and puts it in his pocket because women are always losing things.
There's twice he does that in the movie.
It is absolutely twice he does that in the movie, and I wanted to slap him.
I did too. It's the women always lose things, and then later on, the why can't
When
women
will women learn to file things properly?
yes file things properly because she just got them all spread out on the table.
Her desk. I know. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
no, you definitely don't have any Miss Price in
No.
you at all.
No.
I've seen pictures of your desk. I know what it looks like.
No.
But I love now the technical achievement of the animation and live action meshing is phenomenal.
Yep.
But ain't got nothing on whatever wizardry they were doing for. So we finally get back to the real world, and she can't remember because she doesn't write it down. She can't remember the words that were on the star
Paul
for the
knows
spell.
them.
But Paul knows them because Paul's got the book and they're written in his book. Right?
Yeah.
So she sees that, and I'm trying to think of where that was. It was
Because they didn't even have to go.
no, they really didn't have to go on
time.
that whole thing.
We didn't have to do any of that. Emelius Brown didn't have to get absolutely trounced by animated animals
Every time.
for 20 minutes.
Every single time the pack of
So
animals would go
good.
by and he would just get knocked down, I
'Cause
lost
he's a
it.
volunteer referee.
Mm-hmm. But they did figure that out, and they get the words, and then they animated clothes around the house. It started with just the shoes.
The intention was his shoes.
Right. But it affected apparently just
More
clothing.
than that.
Um,
Yeah.
But man, whatever they were doing for the visual effects for this,
I feel like it's got to be puppetry.
there's puppetry involved, but I also feel like there's some kind of, I don't know. I want a breakdown of how they did it because there's some parts that are obvious marionette puppetry.
Yeah.
But then there are shots of things like her nightgown coming into frame, which in and of itself looks great. But the thing that blows my mind is the shadows.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the shadows behind it, the shadow is only of the nightgown, and it's a perfect shadow of the nightgown. We don't have digital paintouts at this point. So they're not going in and painting out wires. I want to know how they pulled this off. Because they did it here, and this sequence is great. And it ends with a thing that just cracked me up, which is the nightgown humping the priest.
So funny.
Because he shows up and his hat flies off, and then the nightgown comes out and like tackles him.
And it's so funny because poor Miss Price, right? It's her nightgown and her stocking.
It's all of her stuff.
And Charlie's Sunday pants.
Yep.
Which then, like, that's that question again, right? How does Charlie have Sunday pants?
It's a good point. Yeah.
I have so many questions.
But all this happens, and then the climactic moment is Mr. Brown decides he's got to leave because the woman from the town shows up. This is like the next day, right? It's only been a day.
It's been like a day.
And she shows up like, hey, I've got great news. We have another family who will take the kids.
Yeah,
and by this point,
farm.
Yeah, Miss Price is. Yeah, she's like,
they did crime together.
And so I love how she's reluctant to give them up. And then I will say this. Emelius Brown gets cold feet about everything because Paul says, well, yeah, you're our dad now. It's like, oh, come on.
I mean, to be fair.
That's a lot of pressure to put on this guy
it's
for
been
like
6 hours.
Yeah. You've known him for the runtime of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
Is how long you've known
this guy.
We've been through
a lot, but
and so he's like,
I think you have a family because you have Sunday pants.
Right.
I'm so confused.
So he's like, all right, I'm a go. I'm leaving. And
also because I think a lot of it is that she saw him there, right? Like,
yeah,
because the whole village is gonna know.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So like, there's that going on, and so he heads to the train station. I love him going to the train station and the guy working. It's like, no, there's not a train till tomorrow morning.
Train.
Well, can I wait here? Yeah, whatever. Do what you want. I don't care. He just goes inside. Like the old man at the train station can't be bothered by this dude.
He does
just
not
like, I have so many other things I care about, and this is not one of them. Just whatever.
The opening shot of the movie is some military man driving to this tiny town.
Yes. Okay.
And
so before you say this, I captured this audio.
Okay, I won't say it. But he's painting out the town sign, and it's so good, just in case, for security.
So,
and I love that.
I wasn't sure what I wanted to play for an intro for this episode.
Yeah.
And this was one of the things I captured. And I ended up not using it.
Good.
I ended up not using it for the intro, but I still wanted to play it because I love two things about this. Number one, I love just the whole audio itself, but also
how he says it.
How he says a particular word in this. So I'm just going to play this and then we'll talk about it.
You there, which way to Pepperidge Eye?
Couldn't say, sir. It's set on the wireless to paint out the signposts in case the Nazis drop in.
No, I'm not a Nazi. I'm a British officer.
That's what you'd say if you was a Nazi, isn't it, sir?
Drive on, Corporal.
I adore that old man painting out the sign.
And it's so good because he's painting out the direction to the town.
To Pepperidge Farm, yeah. Or Pepperidge Farm, Pepperidge Ridge, whatever it is.
Peppering Eye.
Yeah. As he's saying it, he's painting that over. And it's
and
the way
then
he
the
says...
guy goes the other way.
Yeah.
So good.
But and it's the way he says the Nazis.
So good.
That's exactly what you would say if you was a Nazi. Loved it.
The home guard is so good.
I also loved all the matte paintings in this movie.
There's a lot of matte paintings in this movie.
All right. Before we get into clips, because I have a number of them, but before we get to that, I am firmly of the belief that while I think it would be very interesting to do, I do not want a modern remake of this movie.
No, I don't want it.
I don't want a modern remake of this movie because watching it, a large part of the charm of it is the jank, is the 60s era, late 60s, early 70s era of filmmaking of it. And there are things that I think would be interesting to see done in a new style, new way from a storytelling standpoint. Like, I feel like if you made this movie today, you would spend more time with the kids and their backstory, and you would build sort of the arc of what's happening with them and their
does
journey.
Eglantine Price live alone?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And none of that's important to what we're doing here, which is a very simple little fun adventure for these kids and for Eglantine and for Emelius. And I like all of that. And I also feel like if you did it today, there would be too much of a reliance on digital visual effects that don't have the same charm
That's
that
where I'm going
these
to put my
effects do.
asterisk and say that Guillermo del Toro's allowed to do it.
All right. Damn it.
It's my like little asterisk. But hey, Guillermo, we know the Nazis are the bad guys, bud.
Yeah,
we don't need
okay.
we don't
So
we don't
that's
need
the other
we
side
don't
of that
need
coin, right? Like,
we don't. I mean, I know it doesn't look like it, but we know that. And so I don't need to watch one like slicing open one of these old men.
that's
I really
the
don't.
thing. If Del Toro does this movie, he
And
does do a
Hellboy
lot
Del
of practical
Toro.
work. And he does
He
mix
loves a
the
matte painting. He loves a miniature. That's
But
great.
he also is going to have somebody get shot in the face, like not in the head, but in the cheek for some reason.
It'll be fine. No.
No, you're right.
A Hellboy Del Toro can do it. It's okay.
Yes.
It's a children's film.
More Hellboy,
Pinocchio Del
less Pan's
Toro
Labyrinth.
can do it. Like, yeah, more Pinocchio. Yeah, we know they're bad, man.
We know humans are the real monsters.
They are the real monsters. I do not need to watch that man slap that poor woman just because she loves a fish man.
But no, I on the whole, like, I don't want a modern remake of this movie because I feel like something would get lost. Some of the charm would rub off, would be lost.
Absolutely. Because you have to take into account too, right? Like some of it is that she's not a great witch.
Yes.
You know what I mean? My favorite, right? Okay, so we should so the Nazis come. The Nazis invade this tiny town to show that they can.
They do.
Phenomenal. They set up in Miss Price's house because she's kind of out nowhere.
She's on the outskirts near the water. Yep.
Great. Nice house.
Mm-hmm.
And they put them up in the Armory Castle Museum. Great.
Meanwhile,
this movie is why I know I know next to no German, but I do know Hassenpfeffer because of this movie.
See, I know Hassenpfeffer because of Warner Brothers cartoons.
Sure.
I also took 5 years of German in high school, starting in 8th grade. And yeah, I still know hardly any of it, but I could pick little bits here and there out.
Yeah. The nice thing is, so the subtitles, I feel like my old VHS had subtitles for all the German, like had English subtitles.
Yeah, most of this didn't.
Not. It just says speaking German. But the thing is, you get the gist.
Oh yeah. You don't need them to know what's going on.
You don't.
Here. I did like Emelius sleeping at the train station, waiting for the train in the morning. And then, first of all, him berating himself, right? Like his internal voice calling him a coward, which, been there, done that. And then it flips to his internal voice now thinking about Miss Price, and we see her dressed as he had her on the poster.
Yep.
Before that gets taken away by the Germans.
You hear Germans cutting the phone lines.
Yep. So he heads back and he finds them.
Chased.
Yes.
He has to do magic.
He
He has
does.
to turn himself into a rabbit.
I want a GIF or GIF, depending on how you want to pronounce it, of him in front of the mirror doing the rabbit face.
The nose twitch.
The nose twitch. It's so good. And him like having to like build up to do the incantation correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I loved
I
so
mean,
much
and
of
it's
that.
interesting, right? Because here's the thing, right? Is he's able to do it because he already knows it works.
Yeah. That's true. He's seen it work, so he can believe that it can happen.
Yep.
It's
very interesting.
Yeah. It's very orc magic in that way.
Yeah.
Very, very 40K. You believe in it, it's real. But then there's the whole climax, the whole final battle of she says the incantation because they figure out that it's in Paul's book. The words are in Paul's storybook the whole time.
Yep.
And so she gives the final incantation and animates all of the armor that's in this museum.
And it's so good.
It's so
because you get
much.
like it starts because you think it doesn't work, and then the flags start flapping.
Yep.
And then the trumpets come.
And the drums.
And then the drums, yes, and then the trumpets. And then all of the helmets on the knights, their visors slam shut. And then it's so good because it's like this history of stuff. And my favorite part is when the bagpipers are up on the ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these ghostly, empty suits of armor look at each other.
They look over and then they look at each other. They're like, is this really a thing? All right. And then they attack the Germans. And again, this is that movie magic wizardry.
There's horse armor.
It's so good. It is so incredibly well done. And like there's moments where it's animatronics, and I feel like there's parts of it that are that same sodium vapor process of like yellow screen removing people from inside the armor. There's a great moment of one of the German soldiers is stuck in the legs of a suit of armor.
So good. It's
And
so
that
funny because he
was-
takes the top off.
Yeah.
Because they shoot at the suit of armor in the head.
Yes.
And it takes off its helmet and shakes out the bullets.
Yes. Oh,
So then
that happened a
one of
couple
the
of times and I
yeah.
loved it.
one of the guys goes over and takes the top half off. And there's nothing there. And he puts his hand through the bottom of it. There is nothing there. And he turns around and bends down to put the thing down, and the thing kicks him in the butt.
It does. And there's the shot of like him stuck in it as it's running away and his legs are kicking.
Yeah.
And like that's absolutely like that's a like the T-Rex suits, right? Or like the person riding a horse thing where it's his legs and then it's fake legs kicking in front of him.
Yeah.
But it's so good. All of this whole final like 10 minutes is just flexing of what they could get away with.
The German that you don't need translation for. So she's on her broom.
Mhm.
She's on her broom in her like helmet with her British flag on the back.
Yes.
Tremendous.
Fantastic.
And so we've got like the German captain or whoever is trying to keep, so one of the underlings is like, look, there's a witch. And he goes, there's no such thing as witches.
Mhm.
So then later, when she flies back and comes and like is absolutely demolishing these Nazis, and he's like, the captain's like, it's the witch, and the underling's like, there's no such thing as witches.
Loved
Incredible.
it. And that's basically what ends the movie, was this sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Now I have clips. I have to play some of these because they're so good. There's so many. I want to start with Miss Price and Angela Lansbury because I adore her. The last thing I saw her in was she had a cameo in Glass Onion, playing Among Us with Benoit Blanc.
Yes.
Which is great. But she is wonderful. She's wonderful throughout this movie. It's a bummer that for her, the process of making it wasn't super fun.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I understand it, but she's so good.
She still did it for like her stilted wooden acting is still head and shoulders above a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, it's a sign of her professionalism,
Absolutely.
right, and her ability.
Yeah.
But I love, like, the first thing we get from her when she shows up and she's told she's got to take these kids home.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's quite out of the question. Children and I don't get on.
I don't believe you, lady, at all.
I do. I believe her.
I don't, only because of what we saw throughout the movie, but I get it. And like, it's not who Miss Price is. She's not looking to take care of kids.
No.
And then she opens her package
You
later.
may now call yourself Apprentice Witch.
What a great title. What a great title.
It's real good.
My first broom.
That rolling of the R on broom.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary, but perfect.
Oh, yeah.
We mentioned this earlier, but I loved this. This cracked me up.
Technically, a witch is always a lady, except when circumstances dictate otherwise.
It's true. It's very true.
I love it.
When you said this was a formative movie for you,
yeah, you're
and
like,
I heard
I
that
get
line.
it.
Oh yeah, no,
I get it.
Yep, totally.
I get it.
I also like when she turns Charlie into a rabbit, and then he turns back. I think this is from that.
Oh, bother. I do hate shoddy work.
No, that's when she turns.
That's the lion.
That's the lion. She turns the
Yes.
lion into a rabbit, but he's still got his lion tail.
Yes,
His
that's
crown
right.
around his middle.
So good. She's not a great witch, and this moment kind of tells you that early on.
I don't know, Charles. There's a great many things about magic that I don't know. We'll just have to find out.
I'm just gonna say that's not a great way to deal with magic.
I
Probably
disagree.
not. You think?
I think that is
just-
the perfect way to deal with magic. I think
We're
the
just-
second you think that you understand how magic works, you've ruined it.
I don't think it's the if you understand magic. I think it's the we'll just find out. That tends to not go
It's
well.
the second part. You know, it's fine.
I also love the introduction of the cat.
What do you call your cat?
I don't believe in giving animals ridiculous names. I call him Cosmic Creepers because that's the name he came with.
I mean,
That's fair.
yeah, that's perfectly logical. I also loved this.
Madam, is this vehicle safe?
Oh, perfectly safe. Bit theatrical, perhaps, but then most good spells are.
Now that I agree with.
That
Most
is
good
true.
spells are a bit theatrical.
Mm-hmm.
What's this one? Behavior is what I labeled this.
The behavior of the bed is something I'm not quite sure of.
Ah, yes. That goes along with the we'll find out about the magic. The
Yeah.
behavior of the bed.
It's fine. How is it gonna get out the window? Guess we'll find out.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah,
I love her.
yeah. Faye in the chat says she's a Time Lord. There is
Mary
some very
Poppins is a Time Lord.
there is some very Mary Poppins doctor energy going on here. I just like this.
Ah, here we are. Substitutionary locomotion.
Substitutionary locomotion.
Yeah.
That sounds like an exclamation that
Mhm.
you would yell when something goes wrong,
Sure.
you know? But what is it?
What's the shoes for?
Really, Charles, if you'd been paying attention, I should think you'd be aware that substitutionary locomotion is the art of causing inanimate objects to take on a life force of their own.
Duh.
Obviously.
Weren't you paying attention, kid? At all? Oh, wait, no. He's 12. He hasn't heard about substitutionary locomotion yet. I
He's
loved it.
younger than 12.
That's true. This exchange between her and Emelius is just, this is in the library.
Listen to me, Mr. Brown.
I'm all ears.
Will be if you don't pay attention.
After she's turned him into a rabbit once.
Yeah.
So, quite good.
Twice.
Had she turned him into twice. I know
Maybe.
once she'd done 2 rabbits by that point.
Oh, all right.
And then she uses it as a threat later on the German commander.
I said, how would you feel about being turned into a nice white rabbit?
Yeah, but then she can't remember the words.
She can't. But imagine, put yourself in his shoes and hearing somebody say that to you. You would look at them like they have lobsters crawling out of their ears, right? It's just like, what are you on, lady? So,
I mean, just another crazy English lady.
True.
That tracks.
The kids were super fun in this.
Yes.
I mentioned it earlier, but I really liked them. Just little moments, such as...
How does she do that? Because she's a witch. That's the sort of thing witches do. Oh.
Oh.
It's the oh
His
at
little
the end.
oh.
Yes. Oh. There's a
He's
few
so
moments like
cute.
that.
That's better than a toad. That's a rabbit.
Oh, I never seem to be able to manage toads.
It's better than a toad, though.
It is better than a toad.
I love Paul.
Toads are
Just,
great. Paul's so cute.
Paul is so good throughout the movie.
That's so right here in me book.
Right here in me book. It says it right here.
Little
He's had it the
bitches.
whole time. You're right. You said it earlier.
How do these children have Sunday pants?
Paul is the hero of this story. Paul could have saved them a whole trip to Nabumbu, but he wanted to go to Nabumbu.
That is true.
A house of horror. That's what we've come to.
I did like Charlie a lot.
I like that his definition of a house of horror. Like they just came from London during the Blitz. And somehow eating nettles is worse.
Right?
Tremendous.
Paul saying this to Emelius.
I still think you should be our father.
It's the that's Emelius like when they're watching the football match, when they're watching the soccer match, I liked.
Foul! Foul! They're only animals. That's no excuse for dirty football.
That's a soccer hooligan right there.
Mm-hmm.
Born and bred. Charlie cracked me up throughout the whole thing because early on he's saying stuff like,
What'd you say, Charlie? We can keep a secret. Yeah. If someone made it worth our while.
the kid is working the angles
He's so
all the
good.
time.
I like you better as a rabbit, Charlie. Shut up, you. Well, I never had a rabbit.
I just love Paul. Paul's just adorable. He's so cute.
He's precious.
You mean it was there in your book all the time?
Yeah, but nobody ever listens to me.
Well, they should.
Fair.
They should.
He's a lot.
And because I am just an immature kid,
Mm-hmm.
and they had this line, and look, I realize that the movie was released in 1971. It's probably filmed in the late 60s to 1970.
Sure.
The translation of this is going to be very different, but when he said this, I couldn't help but snicker.
What's that got to do with my knob?
I'm sorry.
It's funny.
It's very funny. It's very funny. Also, I capture weird noises. I'm always one to capture weird noises.
Yep.
You know I love laughs, right? So I played the fish singing earlier, which was great.
Yep.
I've got a few laughs here. This one just labeled laugh. That's a very good one. I think that's Emelius. No,
No,
that
that's-
is
what's his name?
Swinburne.
Yeah.
That is the lackey.
Yeah.
Because that's when he says, "Hey, Gov." Love
Mm-hmm.
that. This was Miss Price. That's real good.
That's good.
That's a
Mrs.
real
Potts
good laugh.
right there.
That is a very Mrs. Potts laugh. The kids in the same scene, because this is when Emelius is juggling, and then he steps on the cat's tail.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets gravy
He
on
drops
his
it in
face.
his gravy.
Yeah. I feel like those aren't stage laughs. Like they did something
No.
to those kids to make them laugh
I
genuinely.
mean, I think that he dropped a sausage into the gravy, and it was pretty funny.
Also very true.
Also, that cat for sure ate that sausage and was so psyched.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the cat. Canned cat noises, right?
Canned cat noises.
Those are absolutely just like off the stock reel.
Did you get the goofy noise?
So I got this noise.
That's good.
That's a very Disney noise.
Yeah.
There's also... That's when something fell on his foot.
Yep.
Which I love that he takes his shoes off. And of course, Emelius has just giant holes in his socks. Yeah. But I think what you're mentioning is this.
That would be the one, yes.
They use the goofy.
Yep.
With the hyena. Killed me. Got it. And I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Emelius has a couple of good lines. You mentioned this one earlier, and I just liked it.
Ah, now you have my undivided attention.
So good.
Of course. Also,
I am by nature a little bit of a coward, but then I pondered, as I often do.
At least he knows.
yes, he's self-aware. He is very self-aware. Also,
Observe the fundamental weakness of the criminal mind.
Observe the fundamental weakness of the criminal mind. I am putting this on my soundboard forever.
Yeah.
And this is The Bookman.
Please don't annoy me.
That's real good. Please don't annoy me. But then him and Swinburne and this exchange.
I don't mind saying, to see it all together at last, there isn't much I wouldn't do.
Or haven't done, for that matter. Right, Gov?
Close your mouth, Swinburne.
Incredible.
Just, they needed, I wish there had been more of those two in the movie, quite honestly. There was the song when they get to Portobello Road.
The leather-bound life of the killer, the hunt.
I only caught that from the song, but that whole song is brilliant.
The whole thing is so good. Because it's
really
just all these like ancient treasures. And you're like, no, it's not.
No, it's not. Those paintings were made last week.
Yeah.
I am still convinced that this is Thurl Ravenscroft. And it is era appropriate, but he's not in the credits.
Yeah.
That's him. That's
right.
Thurl. That's got to be Thurl.
Come on.
Find me another voice like that. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Find me another voice like that. I had to get these because when she asks them early in the movie, she asks the kids what kind of food they like.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I don't deal with kids very often. What kind of food do you like? And
she has
Carrie,
dinner.
Yeah, she does. And Carrie comes over.
Sausage and mash, bubble and squeak, toad in the hole, fried fish. Oh, anything at all.
First of all, I just love the names.
It's so
I love
good.
Bubble and Squeak, Toad in the Hole, all of that. But then for her to come back with,
How'd you keep your health?
Cabbage buds, rose hips, glissop seed, elm bark, whortle yeast, and stewed nettles.
these poor kids.
No. I love that because she's like, I don't eat any, like, you won't find any fried foods in this house. And it's, how do you keep your health? Which is the most British child thing to say.
It really is.
So
It
good.
absolutely is. I did get the King Lion, King Leo.
Stop gibbering! What's the matter with you?
I loved the stop gibbering, but I loved all of the gibbering before that.
Yeah, there's a lot of gibbering.
And that feels very Jungle Book too, right? That
Yeah.
feels like hiss.
Mm-hmm.
This was early in the movie.
What's she burning this thing? It smells a bit like sulfur.
Ridiculous. One can't make motor fuel out of sulfur.
Of course not. You can't make motor fuel out of sulfur.
It's just ignore the fact that the cloud of smoke coming out of the back of it is
Yellow.
definitely sulfur yellow.
Yeah, that is 100% sulfur. No, this movie, I I'm upset that it took me until being 45 years old to see this movie.
Mhm.
Like, I really am, because damn it, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's just such a fun movie. And I'm so glad that I got to see it. Like, I'm glad that it's now, I'm going to watch this again.
Good.
Because it's just that kind of movie. It's that comfort thing. And that's where I don't want like a modern remake of it, because I feel like they would learn the wrong lessons from it. They would take the wrong things from this movie and try to modernize them.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I want the slightly janky marionette quality of the shoes on the ground, coupled with the wizardry that is some of those suits of armor.
Yeah.
And how they looked. And I want that mixture of live action and animation in, you know, the lagoon and in the soccer match. And I want the silliness of Miss Price and Emelius and those characterizations.
And you
And the
don't you don't want the
constraints.
people to have to like act to a tennis ball on a stick.
Right. Well, and in some ways they had to do that, but like the constraints
Yeah.
that they had and the ways they had to film it
But
at
it
the
was
time,
different. Yeah.
I think gave us a very interesting performance, and I really liked it. And it's a very simplified story without getting too deep, but you could read more into it, right? Like you can read into the kids being more involved and being a part of it without having to ham fist that in there.
Yeah.
And I like that. I don't mind something being very surface level.
Sure.
And it's just very much like she's a witch. She wants to help the war effort during World War II. And, oh, by the way, some Nazis are going to try to invade, and we're going to beat the crap out of them with suits of animated armor.
Yeah.
Like the suit of armor pulling the boot off and dumping a bunch of bullets out of it.
Bullets out. So good.
Mwah, chef's kiss. Just absolutely perfect. So I can 100% see how this was such a formative movie for you. Knowing you, knowing Amy as I know you.
Yeah.
For this movie to be a formative movie for you makes perfect sense.
Yeah. It's arguably more than I had realized when I told you that. Oh no.
Because it's the witchcraft angle, but the absent-minded professor part of that, right? Because I love this as a antithesis to Mary Poppins, as another side of the coin. Where like Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way, and I love Mary Poppins.
Absolutely put together, prepared for everything.
Mm-hmm. And this is the Harry Dresden
prepared
of
for
that.
nothing.
Nothing. Not a thing. Is not ready for it.
She's got undiagnosed ADHD and perimenopause. She's got nothing under control.
Not a
And
thing.
I love her.
She's amazing. She's amazing, and honestly, 100%. Nobody else but Angela Lansbury could be that character. I cannot picture anyone else doing it. Like I mentioned earlier, that I could see Julie Andrews in this movie. I can.
It's not this movie,
but it becomes a different movie.
Yeah.
Whole cloth. So no, this is great. The kids are wonderful in it. The songs are great.
Yeah.
Throughout every one of the songs, under the briny deep is amazing. Portobello Road is one of my favorite sequences in a movie. Period. Like it's just from start to finish. I love everything about Portobello Road. So, yeah, thank you so much for bringing this movie to me, for making me watch this movie.
I'm glad.
Your batting average has stayed at 1,000. You're knocking it out of the park.
I'm glad.
Now, you have a couple of things happening this year that are kind of interesting. So let people who don't already know, because for whatever reason they're living under a rock and they don't know Aquilo, where can they find Aquilo?
Show before.
Yeah, and what's going on with Aquilo?
So Aquilo is the cozy horror fiction podcast that I do with my very best friend JF Dubois. And we are currently on hiatus. But there are 8 seasons you can listen to. Season 9 should be starting in April. That seems right. But also we have A Dash of Demon, Aquilo Book 1, coming out this June 16th. It is currently available for pre-order in all of the book places. Bookshop.org, Indigo Books if you are in Canada, and the other place if you simply must.
Yes,
ACHEWILLOW.
Yes. Ake Willow is a fantastic show. Even if we weren't friends, I would love that show. JF writes an amazing show.
Yes, he does.
Your voice work on it is phenomenal. It's such a fun show. I cannot wait to get that physical book in my hand. If you don't already have a copy of it coming, definitely go to, what is it, Bookshares?
Bookshop.org
Bookshop.
or Inkshares. If you go to akewillow.com/book, you can order it direct from the publisher. It's available in all the places. And like if you order it from other bookstores, it does show that there's interest in the book.
Yes, and bookshop.org is great for your local bookstores.
Yeah, it supports
So
all.
definitely.
It's all indie bookshops.
Go that route if you can, because support your local bookshops. We need those to stay around. You know,
Yeah.
Just recently we had a local bookshop here in town where I live closed down after several years, but another one popped up. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out and trying to make sure that they get a couple copies of the book. I want to try and spread it around. And I want these local bookshops to stay around, and I want Ake Willow Book One because A Dash of Demon. I've seen the cover art.
Yeah,
and
you
I
can
love
go
it.
see if you go look it up. The cover art's out there.
It's real good. So definitely check that out. But yeah, bookshop.org. I'll have links in the show notes for everything, but akewillow.com/book. And Ake Willow, listen to it because it's phenomenal. And 8 seasons of it. If you haven't started listening already, go. It'll be fun, and you'll be up to speed when season 9 comes out later this year.
Yeah.
Now I do the show every week, Sundays 9 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/TV's Travis. Because
You should try that again because that's not what time you do this show.
8 p.m. Eastern.
You said it's not what you said.
What did I say? I don't even remember what I
9.
said. Oh, 9 p.m. No, 8 p.m. Eastern.
No.
8 p.m. Eastern time at twitch.tv/TV's Travis every week. And then the show comes out on Wednesdays as a podcast everywhere you get your podcasts, including YouTube for a video version. Now, if you want it a few days early, you can join the Patreon. You also get things like my First Watch Diaries, which I promise I have a new episode of Fallout coming. I have watched it. I just need to record it. Now, next week, I have the full run-through coming back. We talked last time about Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, but this time we're going to go sci-fi. We're going to talk about a movie called In Time, which I'm very curious about because I have not seen it, and I know that it has Justin Timberlake in it, but it has this really cool idea of like people have a tattoo or something on them that has a countdown of how much like time is currency in this world. And I'm very curious how that plays out. So that's what's coming up next week. After that, I've got Matthew Sargent coming back, who I always enjoy chatting with Matthew as we're going to watch a movie called The Green Knight. So that's what's coming up in the next couple of weeks. So definitely check that out and join the Patreon if you want the shows a few days early. If not, hey, I understand. But the shows come out every Wednesday as a podcast. You can find it all at tvstravis.com, including merch and links to the Patreon and everything. But Amy, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you here.
I love talking to you.
And we're going to be talking again this week as we continue on with MASH on Those Were the Days.
Yeah, my Klinger episode.
Yes, we've been having a lot of fun with MASH.
Yeah.
Which you didn't think so when we started
No, and I am now deeply in love with the 1970s Alan Aldous. So here we are.
As you should be.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out that. But until next time, and in time, just remember to enjoy your movies and everybody be excellent to each other.
Trachuna, Macoides, Tracorum Sanctis Dei.
I figured you'd like that little chant at the end.
Yeah.